title of my sermon. I know typically people they do their reading and then whatnot, but I'm different. So for all of those of you who take notes, my title is "Who Am I and What Am I Up Against?" I don't know about y'all, but I've noticed that just saying I'm a Christian is much easier than actually being a Christian. Meaning, as I'm talking to you a lot today, children, you hear a lot of people in this world who justify their actions. Well, I did this, but I'm a Christian, so, I walked past 5 homeless men and didn't give the 5 cents in my pocket to them, but I'm a Christian. I throw away food consistently when there's people a block or two away that haven't eaten days, but I'm a Christian. I got clothes that I just don't even wear anymore. And there's people out there walking around with shoes that talk to you. With clothes that got holes in them that weren't only hand-me-downs to them, they were hand-me-downs from the hand-me-down, from the hand-me-down, from the hand-me-down. And I'm living in the overflow and ain't getting none of it. But I'm a Christian. On a day-to-day basis, in the spiritual warfare, I often hear, you're a Christian, so you're supposed to be this way. Do this. Don't do that. So on and so forth. But I've come to the realization that if I let the world define what being a Christian means, then I'll always be of the world and not of the spirit. So 2 questions came to mind when giving thought into being a Christian. Who am I? What am I up against? So the first question, who am I? If you get your Bibles, I'm not going to make y'all stand up for everyone if you want to, just to be traditional. Okay? But the word is, for who am I? Exodus chapter 3, verses 11 and 12. Y'all can just give me an amen. I want y'all to stay with me. So I forgive y'all your adults who are already there, but I want the children to stay with me. I don't want them to get lost. Amen. In Exodus chapter 3, verses 11 through 12, and Moses said unto God, who am I that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain. So the book of Exodus, y'all can have a seat. The book of Exodus, in summary, is a play-by-play of God's people coming from slavery and going into freedom. You said church, right? You said church school, right? Amen. If you think about it, church, what all have you been a slave to? And God freed you from? All right. I know personally, I've been a slave to a few things. Tobacco had me by my ankle for the longest. Before I dropped that, I could go deeper, but no need for that. But I've been a slave to many things that I was delivered from. All right, sir. If you dig into Exodus deeper, you'll see Moses question God several times before taking one step. He says, who am I? What should I tell the disbelievers your name is? Yeah. But they won't believe me, God. Yeah. I'm not eloquent. Yeah. Please send someone else. I ask God on a regular basis. Who am I to lead anybody? Who am I to teach anybody? Who am I to be in the body? I can't tell you who you are. But when I ask God who I am, He constantly shows me I am His child.
All right.
I'm a victor. I am a conqueror.
Yeah.
So that's the easy part. The who am I is the easy part. It's the what am I up against that I think people have misconstrued. And with that, I went to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12.
All right, Richard.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So there seems to be a mass confusion in this world, and it would lead us to believe our neighbor, that our brother, that our sister is against us. But in reality, it is the things that sway the flesh and blood that we are up against.
All right, all right.
A principality, by definition, is a small territory that is ruled by a prince.
All right.
Satan is sometimes referred to as the prince of darkness. And in this world, he obviously has many territories.
Yeah.
So wherever you go, you have to have your armor on. Stay ready. And it says against powers. Power, by definition, is mental or moral efficacy. And that might be a big one for you too, I don't know. Efficacy, by definition, is the power to produce a desired result or effect.
All right.
So powers is the ability to produce a desired result or effect over a mental or moral stance.
All right.
So against powers. So powers meaning that they would. Yes, God. Well, we might be learning in the dark today. So powers is the ability to produce a desired result or effect over a mental or moral stance. The moral stance being our Christian beliefs.
All right.
So what happens today is that these powers say, okay, hey Christian, it's okay to wiggle a little bit. You have wiggle room. And we take advantage of it. I know I do at least. I can't speak for y'all. But that itch turns into a mile sometimes because I think I have that room to wiggle about because these powers say, well, okay, you can be good sometimes, but it's okay to be bad sometimes too. That's what they tell me. Yeah, I don't know what they tell y'all, but that's what those powers tell me.
You all right?
So, some examples of these powers. The media. Fox News, if you will, but I'm going to leave that one alone. The news will lead you to believe that we're all against each other. The news will lead you to believe that your neighbor is your enemy, that your neighbor is out to get you. The news will lead you to believe that you can't help anybody because you might put your own self-interest. Now, does that or does that not produce a desired result or effect on our moral stance?
Yeah. Come on, Richard.
Against the rulers of the darkness of this world. I don't know about y'all, but I think this one is self-explanatory. These are your politicians, police officials, judges, etc. Not all of them, granted, because in this spiritual warfare, there are two sides to it. So there is the heavenly, the holy, and there is the evil. So I'm not saying that all police officials, all judges, politicians are bad. I'm just saying there's both sides to it. Notice in this whole time though, because I forgot to touch something on that flesh and blood, I ain't never said that this was a black and white thing. So I don't know if you have that confused, because it's not. Because if it was a black and white thing, I might be fighting myself all day. All day long. Even though sometimes I do fight myself, it's not because it's a black and white thing. So don't let these powers, this media, convince you that it's that man, because he has less melanin in his skin, is against you because you have more melanin in your skin. If that makes sense to you, that it's flesh and blood, then you need to dig more into the word, because that doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Again, spiritual wickedness in high places. This one I did some digging on, because if you read different versions of the Bible, it'll word this part differently. And I'm not all the way convinced still that I grasp it completely, but this is what I came to as of yesterday evening. The NIV version translates this part of the verse: against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So there are evil spirits that watch you more than you watch yourself, in order to get the advantage, to find weak spots in your armor. So you walk out there, you think you have your armor on, but there might be a spot right here. That might be the women, it might be the money, it might be whatever. And that enemy is looking at you and he's saying, oh, I see it. I see it. And then he attacks it, that weak point, and then you have the enemy and the enemy against you. Because you didn't take the time to look at your armor. Look at your armor before you step into the world, to make sure that there are no weak points. I don't know if y'all know a lot about armor. There's different kinds now, but let's say we go back to medieval times and they were walking around in metal suits or whatever. It was impossible to be fully covered because you would have no mobility. So I'm not saying that there is a possibility to be 100% armored. You're always going to have weaknesses, but be aware of those weaknesses. Be aware of those weaknesses in order to combat the spiritual warfare. These evil spirits want to destroy you. They take delight in your destruction. You can't take one step in this world without these spirits right here. Right here. Constantly. Constantly. I think we sang Open the Floodgates of Heaven a little bit too much. Woo! Sorry, I'm moving. So yes, we've already won the war, but we're still in it. These wicked spirits' sole mission is to defeat us. So as much as we've won as saved, sanctified Christians, there's ones who haven't. So if we're defeated, that means there's less recruitment coming in. Say it. Say it. So if we're defeated, even though we are saved and sanctified, the ones who haven't been are going to see that defeat. Yeah. The ones who haven't seen it are going to only concentrate on what you haven't done. And this is not to discourage. It's to make yourself aware. Before I accepted my calling, a young preacher told me that your character needs to reflect your faith. And on a daily, for me, it's a constant, I wouldn't say struggle, but it's a constant job. Because some of those powers, like, it's on 29. So I grew up listening to rap music. It's something still to this day about the beats that entices me. I can't lie, it entices me. But there's not a day goes by if I let that play on my radio, I ask myself, what am I listening to? What am I opening myself up to? And parents, if you haven't heard what our children are out here doing, there's a game, they call it a game called Charlie, where basically, I'm not going to explain the whole process because I don't want the younger ones to go try it, but basically they construct a board and call upon a Mexican demon, knowing that it's a demon, but not knowing what they're allowing in themselves. Similar to a Ouija board, our children are doing this. They're opening themselves up before they even had the chance to develop their armor.
Yeah.
They're opening themselves up to these spirits that seek to destroy them. So if you destroy the youth, there is no future. There is no future if you destroy the youth. None. So if we start them out, they're 5 years old with a cell phone, they already got Snapchat and everything, constant access to everything. How are we protecting them? Everything. Have y'all seen Instagram? Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, it's social media, and you know, it does have its elements. Like when I got on Facebook, I was still in college, and it was made for college students to stay connected. Somebody need to turn their phone. Stay connected. It's a networking tool, but social media has turned from a networking tool to an awesome force that allows anything and everything to come into your children, into your household, into yourself with these powers. These social media sites, I read the other day I read a statistic that said recently that Facebook is the cause of almost it's a high percentage of divorce. Facebook is destroying marriages. So if you destroy marriages, you don't even have to destroy the kids because you've already destroyed the marriage. So if you destroy the enemy destroys the family units. So if you can't be a family at home, how can you be a family in the body of Christ? In this very time that we live in, Denison has one of the highest divorce rates in the country. In the country. So tell me that you can't look at Ephesians 6 and 12 and see that we're up against a lot. Despite how victorious we already are, it doesn't mean that we're just whistling walking down the road. No, we're constantly fighting. That's why they call it spiritual warfare. I wear that shirt on a consistent basis, just to let people know that you might catch me slipping sometimes. But that's because I'm going through a battle right now. I'm going through a battle right now. But I'm not going to keep going on because, I'm already at my end, so y'all can have to quit that today. So who am I? I'm your brother in arms, a called servant. It's up to you to find out who you are. All right. What am I up against? A constant spiritual warfare. God bless you.